நம பார்வதி பதஜே ரகர மகாதேவ. பாக்குண்டாம் நல்ல மனமுண்டாம் மாமலரால் நோக்குண்டாம் மேனி நுடங்காது பூக்கொண்டு துப்பார் திருமேனி தும்பிக்கையான்பாதம் தப்பாமல் சார்வார் தமக்கு. அஜ்ஞான திமிராந்தஸ்ய ஞானாஞ்சன ஷலாகயா சக்ஷுः உன்மீலிதம் ஏன தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குரவே நமः.
In ancient India, legends speak of a demon or asura named Mahishasura and his legion of lesser asuras who waged a fierce 100-year war against the devas or gods. For much of this war, Mahishasura and his ruthless demon army had the upper hand. He eventually conquered the heavens and cast the gods out, forcing them to wander the earth as if mere mortals. Mahishasura grew arrogant with success, believing that no god or man could now vanquish him. But the gods hatched the plan. If no man can defeat the demon, perhaps a woman can. So the gods channeled their essence into a collective light, so bright and immense that out of it sprung forth a female form. The devas channeled a facsimile of their power into this female form, which would soon become Mahishasura's bane, the goddess Durga. The goddess Durga waged a fierce 9-day battle against Mahishasura and his many demon generals. She flung her pike at the demon general Chiksura and shattered him into shards, and she ground the demon called Uddata into fine powder with her club. On the Passover of the 8th and 9th day of their battle, Durga finally vanquishes Mahishasura. She bested all of Mahishasura's sly schemes and treacherous tricks and beheaded him, thus ending his wretched dominion. Good had finally won over evil. The tale of this epic 9-day battle is immortalized in the ancient religious document known as Devi Mahatmya, or Praise Be to the Goddess, and has been celebrated throughout the ages by Hindus in the Indian subcontinent and maritime South Asian diasporas across the Indian Ocean as Navratri, the festival of 9 nights. Bengalis, Tamils, and Gujaratis are some of the few Indian diasporic communities in Singapore. Each community celebrates Navratri uniquely. Such differences are seen in the rituals performed, the food consumed, and even the performances. Despite their differences, these communities share the communal spirit of the celebration. Navratri brings together families and friends in a time of reconnection to celebrate and obtain blessings from the goddess Durga. During the events our group attended, we witnessed the tight-knittedness of people, like they were all one big family. This closeness and warmth were extended to us as well. As we entered the temples or the festival venues, be it with the Bengalis, the Tamils, or the Gujaratis, we were always excitedly welcomed, as the people were thrilled to share their culture and embrace us in their community. The community spirit is seen in the elements that make up the festival. Golo is a prominent ritual amongst the South Indian Tamil diaspora in Singapore. During the Navratri festive season, you will find setups such as these in Tamil homes, temples, and even along shops in Little India. Historically, Golo dates back to the South Indian Vijayanagar Empire in the 14th century. Golo is traditionally set up during the full moon of the Tamil Puratasiman, a day before the commencement of the 9 days of Navaratri. The Golo dolls are arranged on a step display consisting of a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 13 steps. Traditionally, these displays were made from makeshift furniture or woodcraft, but ready-made displays are easily purchasable today. There are also some rules that are typically observed regarding the artistic motifs of the Golo dolls and the arrangement of these dolls on the Golo steps. Dolls depicting the gods and goddesses, animals, as well as cultural cuisines, myths, and scenes such as weddings or Covid Tiruvisa, Tamil temple festivals, are usually placed on the steps of the tiered podium. Dolls of politicians and popular cultural figures are also becoming commonplace in Golo setups. Usually, as a sign of respect, motifs bearing the gods and goddesses are placed on the higher tiers, while saints and important figures are accorded the middle tiers. The lowest tiers are often reserved for dolls meant to recreate cultural scenes and events. While Golo dolls now come in various materials such as plastic and porcelain, traditionally, they are meant to be made from clay and soil. This is because the dolls are actually meant to be dissolved in rivers or seas on the Vijaya Dashami festival, which is commemorated immediately after Navratri ends.
On Vijayadashami, we are symbolically sending away the goddess back to a holy place to rest after her battle with Mahishasura. This ceremony has been observed throughout history. On Vijayadashami, we go to the rivers and seas to send away the Golu dolls. These rituals are specified in a book called the Kalika Puranam. This text mentions how we should commemorate the goddess and how to send her away during Vijayadashami. So our ancestors performed all these rituals in accordance with what is specified in the Kalika Puranam.
Golu also serves as a hub for social interactions during the Navratri festive season. Devotees, mostly women, are known to invite each other to their homes to view and share about each other's Golu setups. During these visits, gifts are typically exchanged between women and lavish vegetarian feasts are also organized. Cultural pursuits such as performing devotional songs are also undertaken. Amongst the East Indian Bengali diaspora, only the last 5 days of Navratri are celebrated as the Durga Puja to honor Ma Durga or Mother Durga. In Singapore, the Durga Puja is organized annually by the Bengali Association Singapore or BAS. As part of the Durga Puja, you will not find miniature Golu dolls arranged on tiered displays at home or temples, but rather large statues such as these are set up in puja pandals or temporary fabricated tents. But much like Golu dolls, Durga Puja idols were also historically made from clay and mud. And much like the Tamils, the Bengalis also used to dissolve their idols in rivers and seas during Vijaya Dashami, which the Bengalis call Mahadashami. This is the fifth and final day of the Durga Puja. The statues featured in this year's Durga Puja festivities are fiberglass idols that were commissioned by the BAS back in 2015. After the puja concludes, the idols are shrink wrapped and stored for the next year's puja. All Durga Puja idols are custom built in a specialized artisanal potter's village in Calcutta, West Bengal, called Kumartuli.
So ask like, why specifically do we need someone from India? Is there like no one here who can do the retouching?
We don't have the specialized skill sets.
Okay.
This is very specialized, and we generally tend to go. There is a particular place in Calcutta called Kumartuli. Kumartuli is where all the goddesses and gods are made for every festival. So there's a certain ritual of how they are done. So there's a certain day when the first clay is put on. There's a certain place need to get the clay from. So there's a lot of rituals around that. Not everyone can follow those rituals. So they're done specifically in Kumartuli and shipped around the world. So Kumartuli is where all the idols are made for Calcutta and India as well as abroad. So that's why we have to rely on people who are very specialized with that skill set to do it.
Most rituals concerning the Tamil Navratri celebrations and Bengali Durga Puja festivities center on women, as the festival itself is ultimately an ode to femininity, as personified by the cosmic female energy Durga. Sindur Ketha, or Vermilion Game, is a key ritual observed by Bengali women during Mahadashami. During the Vermilion Game, married Bengali women smear red vermilion powder on each other and embrace each other.
So basically, the vermilion, the red color, is signifying for married women.
And it can be tied with what Raja mentioned, right? The other significance is good over evil. Also, when people were celebrating when Rama came, and also, when you actually, when Madurga also came and killed Mahishasur, everyone was celebrating. So that's a way of celebrating. And for women, applying sindoor on each other, right, shows that the married women are actually expressing their love toward others. They are playful. They're showing that spirit. They also bring their husbands in. They put the sindoor not in the forehead, but they put it on their face, on their like a tilak. They would do that.
Naturally, as with any festival, food is important to Navratri both culturally and religiously. During the 9 nights, devotees would fast in different variations. Some may fast for all 9 days, while others may do it on the first 2 days or the last 2 days of the festival. Some may choose only to drink water during these 9 days, while others would only touch fruit or eat only one meal a day. Only vegetarian cuisines are served in accordance with the Sattvic diet. The dishes usually include potatoes, arbi, kachalu, suran, lemons, pumpkins, tomatoes, carrots, and more. Emphasis is also placed on using forgotten grains like buckwheat, finger millet, and water chestnut flour. However, certain food items are avoided. This is known as the Masic food, which includes garlic and onion. It is believed that the Masic food is connected to the darkness and can harm the body and mind. Dietary restrictions are not thoroughly enforced by the Bengali community in certain instances, so people can choose to eat community box or meals such as khichdi, baigan bhaja, tomato date chutney, luchi, and more. Non-vegetarian food may be served in a religious setting on certain days, although this is uncommon. Sweets are mandatory to all Indian festivals, including Navratri. They are considered the gods and goddesses' favorite food and carry various symbolism such as everlasting happiness, prosperity, celebration, and good omens for the consumer. Sweets that adorn the kitchens of every household and community tables are kaju katli, laddu, halwa, semolina, kalakan, semia payasam, rasgulla, and many others. Food and sweets are also part of the offerings made to the gods and goddesses. An offering tray, known as the puja thali, consists of an assortment of items like fresh flowers, haldi, rice grains, kumkum, betel leaves, grass, saffron threads, fragrant oils, and agarbatis. It is believed that the arrangement of the components on the thali has spiritual significance. They are placed in a manner which balances the cosmic elements that are active in the universe. The Bengali or Hindu communities would often write the names of their family and ancestors or saints whom the family is descended from on the thali. The thali is then offered to the gods and the family is blessed. Food offerings by the Tamil community are made according to the sacred text Bhagavatam. The text provides directions for the food items to be served and offered on each of the 9 nights.
There are 9 fruits that are offered across 9 days. For the first day, we offer bananas. For the second day, it would be mangoes. On the third day, we offer papayas. On the fourth day, it would be guavas. On the fifth day, it is pomegranates. On the sixth day, it will be citron. Seventh day would be dates. On the eighth day, it would be grapes. And on the 9th day, it is Malabar plum. So for the 9 days, these 9 fruits are offered respectively to the goddess. All of these are mentioned in great detail in the Bhagavatam. This text also details on prasadams or food offerings. On the first day, we serve venpongal. On the second day, it will be tamarind rice. On the third day, it will be sweet pongal. On the fourth day, it is kadamba rice. On the fifth day, it will be curd rice. On the sixth day, it will be coconut rice. On the seventh day, it will be lemon rice. On the eighth day, it will be payasam. And on the 9th day, it will be akara vadisal. These are the 9 foods that are offered across the 9 days. Sometimes, devotees mix all these 9 foods together and offer them as a single dish across the 9 days.
In accordance with history and tradition, ubayams or food donations are also carried out by Tamil devotees in temples during the Navratri season. Sometimes, these ubayams are sponsored by large organizations such as the Goldsmiths Association, who regularly sponsor the opening night Navratri prayers and ubayam at Southbridge Mariamman Temple. Other times, individual devotees undertake the Ubayam, such as newlywed couple Devya and Ram, who sponsored the Ubayam at Sri Vairavimada Kalyaman Temple's Navratri celebrations on the 26th of September. Another necessary element to spice up the festival is the melange of cultural dance and music. Popular folk dances, Garba, Dandiya, and Bharatanatyam are some of the energetic dance forms that bring out an innate charm of the festival and its mythology. Garba and Dandiya originated in Gujarat and Bharatanatyam in Tamil Nadu. They are a dramatized version of the 9-day battle between goddess Durga and Mahishasura and represent the symbolic nature of womanhood in Navratri. In other words, the dances hold devotional and cultural significance. Garba is performed around an earthen pot called garbo with a lamp placed inside it. The garbo represents the body with which the divinity resides, and the lamp inside is the fetus in the womb. The dancers would circle around the pot in a counterclockwise direction and make circular motions with their hands and feet according to the tempo of the songs played. The beautiful combination of gestures performed by both men and women symbolizes the circle of life and the central premise of fertility, moving from life to death to rebirth. Garba, therefore, simply represents the divine energy of the goddess within women. It is performed before the arti. Dandiya is more closely related to the 9-day battle, wherein the sticks represent the sword of goddess Durga. This dance form is therefore also known as the sword dance. Each hit on the sticks is reminiscent of the metallic clangs that may be heard on the battlefield. Dandiya is easy to learn for beginners. One partner hits the other's sticks while the other reciprocates the action. The dance could be performed in a duo or in groups. Similar to Dandiya is the southern dance form Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam is a very expressive dance form. It retells laws and tales written in many sacred Tamil texts as a dance, including the story of the 9-day battle. Each step of the dance seeks to teach the emotions expressed by Durga during the battle. In Singapore, it is customary for all temples to have stage shows as part of their Navratri festivities. During these 9 nights, after the Navratri prayers are done, there would be singing performances, violin and other instrument-based performances, Bharatanatyam and poetry recitals that are told according to the doctrines. Dandiya and Bharatanatyam are usually played during the late evening as part of the merriment after the arti. The songs played during the dances supplement the stories and meanings of the dance. Garba is usually performed to bhajans and chants, praising the many divine forms of the goddess. It also used to reflect social milieux, political changes, and even calamities that occurred. For example, the ballad Tapi Neral describes the floods that hit Surat in 1883. In modern times, the songs have become less culturally or historically charged, replaced by Bollywood songs to appeal to the ears of the masses, and to ensure the continuity of these historical dance forms in a climate where many cultures and their significance are gradually being lost to time. And lastly, no festival is complete without the exquisite ethnic attires adorned by the masses. Bengali and Gujarati women wear cholis, chanayas, and dupattas, while the men wear a kadiyu with kafni pajamas and a pakdi or turban. Southern women adorn a costume that resemble traditional Indian sari, and the men would only dress their lower bodies with silk dhotis, while their upper bodies is adorned with simple jewellery. Each attire accentuates the mobility and movements of the hands, legs, expressions, and body positions in their specific dance forms. These dances are also performed barefoot to show respect for the earth, Mother Nature, upon which people walk. The foot is thought of as the conduit through which the earth's vital energy travels through humans. Dancing barefoot is another way to connect with the goddess. Navratri embraces mysticism and incorporates different Indian cultures deeply rooted in the Hindu faith. To understand the main gist of Navratri, its history, and what people do, we set out to find more personal questions that dealt with Navratri and the maritime. During our research, our group was curious to find if there were any differences in the practices and celebrations one might do at home compared to those in the community. Thus, we interviewed a few different groups to give us insights into the practices done at home. Since Navratri is a festival closely related to a female goddess, with celebrations centralizing on women who represent the daughters of Mother Durga, females play a crucial role in running this celebration, from its preparation aiding the male Brahmins to the rituals performed to invite Mother Durga to earth. To learn more about the roles men and women play in the festival, we asked the Brahmin priests, organizers of the events, and more interestingly, the perspective of men who participated in the event.
Right, we understand that Navratri is like a woman-centric festival, right? So as a man, how do you, what's your role in the festival?
Not really. Sorry to say, I disagree with that. Okay, I would rather portray it this way, that Navratri is a festival of goddess. So because all the 10 days we are worshipping God. So with Devi or Saraswati, there are many forms. And if you look at in West Bengal, there they do the same celebration for Ma Kali. So that's different. Then we are from South. I'm from Bangalore. We are from South. And I can tell you for sure in South, it is never celebrated as a ladies' festival. It's an entire family festival. And in fact, by the tradition, tomorrow is Amavasya, so it actually starts from Monday. So that's when it starts. So from Monday onwards, they will keep dolls. So it could be anything. They will keep dolls and they will keep exhibition and they will call families to visit and then look at the dolls and then their prayers, they share some goodies, gifts and all those things. So it is definitely not a ladies' festival. Otherwise you wouldn't find me here.
Our group also had to ask about the impacts COVID had on the festival, since it is now an integral part of many Singaporeans' lives. Thus, we asked groups of different ages how COVID has impacted the communal aspect of the Navratri celebrations.
So it's more of like a community bonding event for you guys. How do you guys cope with COVID disrupting the celebrations for the last few years?
We did not cope. For like the last 2-3 years, this hasn't been happening. So I guess it's like very sad because we don't, like, I haven't seen her in like 3 years because this is the only time we really get to see each other. So I guess it kind of disrupts the entire bonding experience and opportunity.
Being a hotspot of cultures and races in Singapore, it is important for the different races to appreciate and understand the events of other races. Cultural boards and committees in Singapore, such as MCCY, have thus encouraged and funded events such as Navratri for different races to expose themselves and for others to participate and learn about the festival. In terms of the themes of maritime, our group explored the different ways groups celebrated Navratri. We came across people of different races enjoying and immersing themselves in this cultural event. What is eye-opening as we relate our findings to what we have learned in lectures is the cross in religions and races. As we surveyed the festival venues, we found Burmese, Thai, and European Hindus present at the event. Rituals, food, and dance. These are just some of the customs that make up the beautiful and eclectic festivals of Navaratri in the Indian subcontinent and across the Indian Ocean in diasporic South Asian Hindu communities. While there are many regional variances that have evolved over time amongst the different South Asian communities in how they commemorate Navaratri, the beating heart of the festivities is undoubtedly the same, the unyielding community spirit.